do have skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Guys, we're just here at Chris Penk's office. So, oh, someone's there today. It's brilliant.
No, they haven't actually. Okay. I'll let you know what they do. Hey, I'll call you back on that. I know we've got to run. Okay. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, Chris, and you?
Oh, yeah, good.
Mark.
Nice to see you. G'day. Would you like a seat or?
Yeah, I can only stop for a few moments though. Since April, I've emailed this to you guys 4 days ago, but I never got an acknowledgement, so I'll bring it in personally.
Okay. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. I've opened this. I haven't had a chance to reply yet, but shall we talk about it? Yeah.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, please. Okay. All right. So let me see. So you've got all these different things, and basically it seems that they're not giving you a fair hearing in terms of
They're not following the procedures, their guidelines, their rules, all of the provisions not being on the charging document, and that's what I'm calling the fatal flaw. The fact that if I request a hearing as soon as I get a blue speeding ticket from a camera van, what they do is they will take that initial ticket and they'll use that to do the filing, the charging document.
Okay.
When they do that, the provisions aren't on the blue form. The provisions of the section and regulation that you've breached only show up from the reminder stage onwards on the pink copy 28 days later. So basically, by what I'm doing, I'm ripping out step 2 of the entire process. So 3, 4, 5, 6 all fall over because there's no provisions then transferred onto the charging document, making it fraud.
So you haven't had a proper notice of the...
Well, I'm not being fully informed of the nature and cause of the proceedings correctly.
Yeah, okay.
So those rules are there for them to follow. I'm just merely pointing out that they haven't. And fair enough if it was just the fact that the provisions were missing on the charging document, an amendment could be made and carry on with the defended hearing. I'm more than happy to have some fun with the speed camera operator on the stand, but at the end of the day, it's the fact that I've requested then, by the first appearance, I should have been given initial disclosure. Witness list, notice of the penalties, the fines, the provisions, all of those things specified in, Summary Proceedings Act, Section 21, I think it is. None of those were done. The cover note that came with the ticket didn't specify under the Criminal Procedure Act 2008 that I could ask for more information. It just goes on, and all I've done is taken what they've given me and forensically, and I'm still going through every document and seeing exactly how many. I'm up to about 30. I've spent 80 hours in the last 3 weeks reading 15 different legislative rules because I'm analytically minded. I can build your car, build your computer.
I can tell that.
Anything I can do, it's just a process. It's like getting up in the morning, you put your underwear on first, So it's following steps.
So you're very methodical, to say the least.
And so I identified the issues there. I expect it'll take some time to go through.
I started, but I haven't sort of gone through all, haven't responded yet. So you've actually basically sent it to the Minister of Police from there.
Yeah, I've got acknowledgement from Stuart and from Mike.
Okay. So what have they had to say?
Just the acknowledgement's all I've got, which is ironic really, because when I sent the police those 4 separate times requesting the itemised things I should have been allowed to have, he was standing up. Now, they called Wellington on the 7th of November to confirm that I'd been sent the documents, because it's all presumed unless I object that I haven't got them. It all works on assumption and presumption that...
So they assume that you haven't got the documents?
The court presumes that I've been served the documents unless I object to it otherwise.
And yet you don't know if you haven't got them?
Yeah, but I haven't got the documents, and they're trying to say, well, I have, and I'm saying, well, over 4 months, why would I be asking four times for these things that I was already supplied? Now, there should be like a disclosure index stating the items that were supplied on the date when it was all compiled in the initial disclosure.
Be surprised if a case...
They don't have a copy of that.
Doesn't exist with all that?
No, there's no... In the prosecution's own words, Your Honour, nobody ever questions, they just pay. Well, I'm working on the assumption that I'm presumed innocent, and it's for the person making the claim to prove it.
To prove what that you perceive the...
Well, to prove everything. Every element of the crime must be proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and it's the criminal standard.
Well, okay, but and I've sort of got to be careful. I was previously a lawyer, but not in the criminal sphere, so...
Well, I'm not a lawyer at all.
No. Become one. But tell me, I mean, we're not actually talking about criminal offences, are we?
Well, it's a criminal proceeding. It's classed as a criminal procedure. It's a Schedule 1 or Category 1 offence, in other words, just an infringement notice. But given that it's not a civil matter and they're putting it in the criminal domain, then the standard of criminal applies, which is beyond reasonable doubt and no longer a preponderance of evidence. Would you not agree? I mean, it's the same. And they're saying they've sent me a photo of my car. Can't see me in it. They keep asking me if I was there. Well, it's not for me to confess. It's for them to prove it.
I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that they're entitled to make the presumption that a car has been driven by the registered owner. Unless you say, oh no, it was my mate or whatever, and you
yeah, but it's not for me to say I'm guilty. It's not for me to prove I'm innocent. It's not for me to say it wasn't me, it was my mate. It's for them to prove that it was me driving it, because they're making the claim against my person, saying I did something wrong. They have no first-hand witness, so it's the photos, what they send to me as evidence. Well, the photo says 94. 94 what?
Wasn't that you?
Not for me to say. I'm not going to confess.
Well,
it's that simple. And I'm allowed and afforded justice. So call me the Shylock or the Merchant of Venice if you like, but I'm purely just asking for my day in court and for them to prove it.
If you don't mind me saying so, you're a very you're very well read, very learned, and you've got a hell of a mind, and spend a lot of time on it.
I had a brain aneurysm when I was 15, and ever since they put me back together, I've just had a really good, easy retention for facts, figures, and a walking calculator. So
I've seen a movie about you.
I don't know. Perhaps there's a tumour going on. It could be another, Tom Hanks phenomenon going on.
I'm Mickey, but that's really extraordinary. But anyway, I should focus on actually.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it identifies a sort of a fatal flaw in the procedure, because the provision should be there from day one.
Okay, so
because there's a loophole that anyone can get through.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of what I can usefully do, is your locally representative of the health electorate.
Well, I'm up there in Fletcher Road, yes.
So it seems to me there's two basic ways, two angles you can approach it. Number one is your particular situation. So
but that's in the matter of the courts at the moment.
That I can usefully say about that. So you obviously understand those limitations. Right?
Sure.
Secondly, and more broadly, is there something about the system that can or should be changed that I can advocate on your behalf, because you think that it's a good thing for the people of New Zealand, whether or not it gets you in the future?
I'm quite happy for it to stay there. I mean, I have a YouTube channel with over 500,000 views, 1,300 plus subscribers. It's been going for 6 years. I've recorded 90 speed cameras in the local area over 4 years. And all of this started because I got a $30 ticket, and I thought they'd taken the mickey. So I went down that YouTube rabbit hole, and I came out the other end, all the conspiracies and all the rubbish. And if you take what each of these so-called gurus or law specialists, common law freemen of the land, you take what they all say, but they tend to focus narrowly on just one segment, and the law is all encompassing. So you take what they say and then you do your own research. I'm big on doing my due diligence. So yeah, I take what they say and then I see how that applies in New Zealand. Obviously the laws are different all around the world. Sure. So, and that's all I've done. And it's brought me full circle round to, hang on, I'm presumed innocent. It's not for me to say it wasn't me. I mean, if they want me to transfer liability and say it was a mate driving, you know, well, that's fine. They pay the New Zealand Land Transport information for the registered owner. I'm happy to give them the details of the driver if they're happy to pay for that information. I mean, I don't work for free. I'll give them an administration cost. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, well, how can I help?
Well, have a read through, see what you think, just give me a reply and take it from there. As far as the matters in front of the courts, I mean, the amicus curiae, the duty lawyer, were all saying fraud upon the court, failure of due process, the fact that after they called Wellington and the two sergeants were overheard by an independent witness.
Yeah, okay, well, when I do that, I'll keep reading it and I'll come back to you.
Because that's the irky bit, that the fact that the two of them really conspired. They'd rung Wellington to see if I'd been sent the documents I'd been asking for, or to see if they had records of my letters, which I sent, and I also sent that to the registry. So it shows a failure in the registry not verifying the existence of these documents either, because it's all in the legislation that the register has to, you know, the filing documents, everything's supposed to be checked and triple checked. It's not being done. And the register still hasn't responded to me either. It's getting close on 2 weeks now since I've heard anything, since I asked for the court transcript. But the fact that the two of them, they rung Wellington, they came out, and then they were overheard from a witness that came and introduced herself to me and told me what she had heard, where they said, he's got them, he's lying, we just can't prove it. Now, if they're claiming I'm lying, when I haven't gotten something that I should have got because of their incompetence, that's just not on. They're trying to pass the buck. It's because of their incompetence not following the system, and they're trying to throw it onto me. The fact that they both knew that, and then he walked into the court on the record and said, Your Honour, for some reason we have no idea why he's got them. If I've got them, there should be a disclosure index stating when they were sent to me. You see, so I'm just going by facts and evidence. No presumptions or assumptions. So, and on the witness list I asked for, the prosecutor created the witness list after the November the 7th. This is the list I should have got 6 months earlier in May. And it says on the actual witness list for the court hearing of the 9th of February 2018. That date wasn't made until the fixture date on the 7th of November, when the judge gave the prosecution a Section 30 order to produce the documents that I've been repetitively asking for. And all I have to do is go back with those acknowledgements that I get automatically from the prosecution service each time I email them these documents, which is 15th of June, 23rd of July, on, and show them to Judge Mathers, and case dismissed. So that's the big thing. If it was just the provisions missing, fine. But the fact that they've tried to cover up, they've misled the court.
So just to be clear, there's only one offence.
Yeah, it's just a speeding ticket, $80 speeding ticket.
I hate to say it,
and this is going to cost them a lot more in costs for criminal cases, because I'm going to be a successful defendant.
Does it not?
3 appearances, there's $1,000 there.
I understand you're operating on the basis of principle.
Yeah, too right.
And you've got the ability to
articulate it
together. However, is this worth it for you?
I get so many people say, why don't you just go and get a job?
Well,
I enjoy living. I don't need to work to give myself work.
I presume your employment status.
Oh no, that's alright.
But however much or little you do of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the invalid's benefit because of my trigeminal neuralgia from my brain aneurysm. I worked for 20 years. I fell off the ladder a few times putting up sky dishes and got grounded. And then the wife got sick, so I've been looking after her. Our 22-year-old's got leukemia. He's in remission first year. I'm homeschooling my 15-year-old. So I've got enough on my plate to not have to worry about just going and getting a job. And that's what I get a lot of the comments on YouTube about these things and stuff that I record. What a waste of oxygen. I just delete them now or report them if they get nasty. I don't waste my time.
I mean, if you don't mind me saying, I'm a bit concerned for you, because you could have been at the beach when you were doing all this, or doing something.
Don't like the sun, I get sunburned.
Okay, fine. It's not for me to
knowledge is very freeing. You know, I find it, and I never read for the first.
Brain to
Sure.
I don't know.
I can pick apart anything. I mean, I've had it in the past where I've been filming at say West City Pool there, then the kids have gone in, and we're just filming the kids, had the GoPro on the head going down the hydro slide, you know, having fun, posting up on YouTube as I can. Freedom of expression, section 14, Bill of Rights. So I'm I go in there and then I get told off by the lifeguards telling me I can't record. Hello, it's a public place. The words open to public sort of give that one away. And then we had to go through the council, big meetings with them, for them to change their policy to support the Bill of Rights and allow me to do it. And I went round to other pools, none of them had a problem. It was just Westway. I had them retrained. I was sitting outside killing time while my wife was in a pain clinic appointment for 2 hours outside Timaru. I'm from Timaru, from New Zealand Police at Henderson.
Right.
Big metal gates there, and there's a big tripod set up. You know, they're obviously doing an 0800 new cop set or something. The guy's dolled up to the nines, polished fan behind him, you know, and they were doing a couple of bloopers. So I was just sitting there on the side of the road in the car. I thought, camera, start filming them. I was filming them for a good 40 minutes, then they get surrounded. Told I was peeping and peering at 10:30 in the morning. Apparently that pertains to night time in a private dwelling house, not a police station. That's Summary Offences Act section 30. So everything I'm told, back it, show me the law, you know, because I don't give in to coercion, fear, bully tactics. Schools don't really like me much because I stand up to them. Yeah. And it's not a concern, it's just if you don't stand up for your rights, they'll atrophy. It's like muscles, if you don't use them, they'll atrophy and die, you know, and that's all I'm doing. I've learnt my rights, it's taken me a long time, and now I'm just out there enjoying, you know, learn, do one, teach one.
Do you like Russian?
I've never really put to it, but according to everyone that's sort of read that sort of thing, they say, well, you can certainly put a letter together. And my sister-in-law's an accomplished published writer, so yeah. But I've got a lot of knowledge,
Yeah.
and it's very wide-ranging.
But
you know, I got the Hendo station retrained. I went back 6 weeks later and tested them. They were all good. Didn't come out, didn't try any bullshit with me. Had a great chat to them for 10 minutes. They passed, you know, so it works.
Well, thanks for your time.
No, well,
do you want this hard copy back?
no, you can have it. I got heaps of them.
Okay.
I've run out of toner ink, but yeah, other than that,
Okay. Alright, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being in touch.
cheers, Chris.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, mate.
We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, I will do. And just, yeah, get back to me when you can and see what you can do. Alright, thank you, mate. See ya. Alright, so Chris has been served, and boy did he just get my mouth full.